Good numbing, and welcome back to session 11 of Soul Hackers 2, where today we probably, or at least that's what my goal is, going to finish this goddamn game. It's something I tried to do last stream. To be fair, we could have done it, but because of the DLC lingering and now knowing that I made the wrong choices and I had to reload in order to save to get the right ones, it just ended up not happening that time. But so I'm glad, because if I'd finished it last stream, I wouldn't have known about the true ending, and it would have been more annoying afterwards and all this other stuff. Off screen, I've done a lot of work, and I mean a lot. Everyone is 83 now and has new demons. I have Zeus on Ringo. I have Inanna on Arrow. I have Parvati on Melody. And I have 4 on Saizo. All of them. Look at the demon levels, like the 88, 90, 88, 88. I've been working. I've been working a lot. So hopefully, well, you can also see by the stats, you know, 109, 31, 13, 015, 132, 100. Well, yeah, Saizo is kind of the weakest right now, technically, but it's still really good all-rounder. I've been busy. This is the point. Additionally, if I go to my requests, you can see I've only got the DLC quest left again, because these two I tracked down and did. It's just one enemy. You do 3 or 4 floors and then fight an enemy. We actually saw one of them last stream, the Orochi, that had regenerating health. Once you beat it, you can just go back and turn it in. It's just extra things to do. But I digress. Let's head on back into the training field, because we're going to try now to stop Nana.
Enemy detected.
But you can see on the map that I've done a lot of work on other floors.
Enemy detected.
Let's try this again. We've seen this cutscene already. I was going back to her, and then we frustrate her because we refuse to leave her alone, even when she's like everything else happens. And then we get into a fight.
As long as we work together,
yeah,
we got this.
Oh, well, yeah, you can tell I was just in the middle of a crazy fight before I came to this.
you know
Overclock is very helpful in the right situation.
Eat this!
No, still with me?
Also, yeah, Megiddo Trance. It's charged, but specifically for Almighty skills. It is, and you get to pick who gets it.
Just what I need.
It's absurd.
Help me out here.
We
gotta win this. No matter what.
If we can't win this fight this time, that's kind of the bottom line. I'm kind of just taking it for what it is.
That's one.
I can't remember what she's weak to. I think it's electricity, but I'm not sure. Nerfinator! Attack and defense. Oh, sound effects ain't left behind. The waxing moon charm overflows with power. Oh, so yeah, doing these 2 side quests help. See, the debuff was purged. So doing those quests actually does help. We can still try. Okay, not wind. There is electricity then. So for everyone else, I'm just going to do Megiddo Trance.
Let's finish this. I know we can win this. How's this gonna go? We're fine. Okay, I hear you. You must be hungry.
Look at the damage we're doing. Well, we got to wait for her to attack back, but...
They're strong.
I'm not your babysitter.
Oh, right, her Megiddo Trance, it has to be for the turn used, so we have to use it on someone who's actually got other Megiddo skills, so we'll just do that.
We work together. We got this.
What are you thinking? Yeah.
Oh, I could really hang on. I could really go crazy with this, hang on.
Go ahead for me.
What's our opening?
Look at thunder! Let's roll. Ringo, here we go. You know what'll work. Do it, Saizo.
Okay.
It won't hold back, not even to you.
Extra turns, summoning extras. Oh, Yoshitsune, okay.
No, I'm not your babysitter.
Help me out.
I'm going to reset that walk, alright?
As long as we work together, we got this.
Do that because there's another enemy as well, so it works out.
Shall we?
Promising. Get him, Saizo. No, yeah, it's promising. Go ahead, Ringo.
Yeah, and that's said to try and deter you, but, you know.
You must be hungry.
Let's try this.
Let's finish it.
Oh, jeez.
All I have. Think so. You know the drill. Don't be a hero.
Eat this.
Okay, not fire then. I don't want to use
You know the drill. Don't be a hero.
It's fine if it gets deflected.
Let's roll this out into it.
It's fine if it gets deflected.
You must be hungry.
Right, we're nearly done with this. Look at the difference 20 levels makes, huh? Veracity. Miasma plus 0. The Waning Moon charm overflows with power. See, doing those side quests genuinely makes this battle more manageable. But she's gonna eat her own enemies, so we need to deal with this.
You don't want to do that.
Feeling lucky?
Dance! Better luck next time.
With this power.
Are you pitying me?
Oh! Alright, we stopped them from being able to eat it, and Mercy Kill will kick in to deal with that.
Are you pitying me?
Oh, the miasmas made it so unusual deflections don't count as a motorbike passes by. Alright, let's just make a delay in them.
Oh, well.
Now let's see how this ends up.
I lost. You really are strong.
Yeah, probably way too strong.
Please
I might
reload.
turn it up the hard mode for the final
Finish
boss
me
to try and
off.
get that trophy.
Why? You could end it all right here.
That's not why we came.
Don't belong in this world anyway. My name's Ringo. I'm an agent of Ion. Ion? What are you talking about now? Ion is an eternal entity, an endlessly watchful eye. The Herald of Singularities.
I know I'm dressed weird, but it's a DLC costume. Don't worry about it, Nana.
Basically, what I'm saying is, I'm not human. What you see before you is a hybrid of scientific engineering and magic. That's what I am. You're not human? Just like you, huh? Listen, Nana. This world is going to change. Others like us are only going to keep coming, and things will get a whole lot crazier because of it.
It's. I probably shouldn't have kept her in the DLC costume, but at the same time, Ringo looks so sick.
And even if that weren't the case, it doesn't matter where you come from. You've seen it yourself. Your place in this world has nothing to do with where you were born. If your past really is all a lie, then start your real life right now. You have the power to make your future something worthwhile. I do? But I was designed to kill, to cause pain. Is it really okay for me to want something like that?
Of course. Nothing on Earth should stop you from wanting to be happy.
Yeah. Besides, the whole dark and broody thing doesn't really suit you.
And look at Ringo. Seems kind of silly to worry about being human, huh?
So, if you're willing to try, take my hand. I think Hydron might be calling our name. Yeah.
Hey, there we go. And that's how they end the fight. That's cute. Oh, Jesus, everyone's nearly 84. I was probably way too busy, if I am honest. It wasn't obvious after that. I was probably way too busy off screen. I just wanted to make sure I could do all this so we could see the conclusion of everything.
Oh, finally back. I am beat, man.
You're old's more like it. Can't handle a little hard work?
Hey, whose fault do you think that is, huh?
Nana, you mentioned you came from the countryside. Have you ever actually been there? Huh? Oh, no, I haven't. That was just a way... just a lie. To convince myself I was human. Well, have you ever thought about going?
Yeah.
Hey, there's an idea.
What do you mean?
Make it
You
true.
can't really know how much life means to you till you go out and do things, you know? Your life's just getting started. So, I think you ought to see what's out there for yourself.
Yeah, maybe even meet some new people. There's a lot more than just Madam and us.
Me? Meet people?
You're not alone. At the very least, you have us.
Things will start making more sense once you start living.
Oh, yeah. Thanks, everyone.
Is that just the end of that? Actually, I suppose we have to go turn it in, right? Yeah, go report it. Let's go back to the madam.
Good to see you. The harmful lost number seems to have been eradicated. Well done. Actually, no, thank you. Truly, leave the rest of this to me. On my word, Yatagarasu won't lay even a finger on Nana. Accomplishing this task was no easy feat. Here's the reward, as promised.
Saying you... Oh, I have too many of them! Okay, that's more appreciated.
As for Gen Mayumi's journal, which Nana had picked up, might I suggest Ero look into it for the time being? Given his affiliation with Yatagarasu, I'm sure Nana would be quite happy to have it, once it's confirmed that there's no sensitive information inside.
New request was added. Oh, for more.
This is a request from Ero. He notified me that he was able to decipher the Yatagarasu code written in Mayumi's journal.
Is this the super
I
boss?
have both the journal and Ero's analysis with me here now. That said, I'm sure this journal must hold some sentimental value to Nana. Would you find her and make sure she gets it?
Oh, if it's just that, we can do that. Chakraflan?
Do you have any? I bid you good luck.
Alright, where's she gonna be? Other than probably at the bar. Yeah, it's the hint. One place comes to mind. Maybe I can get us a table. She's gonna be at the bar. Where else would she go? Oh, what a surprise!
Nana, been looking for you.
Oh, hey Ringo. Everything alright?
I wanted to give you something.
Oh, okay. Well, hey, listen. I just ordered the newest dessert here. The Gore Master says this one's gonna be real hard to beat. It's called the Seasonal Fruit Garnish Killer Sweets Milfoy. It's coming soon. Wanna eat it together?
Killer?
It starts with jam and sweet cream. Then comes a
Oh my goodness, Nana, your sweet tooth is overwhelming.
Oh, I could die.
Well, I did say we should come here. Alright, let's chow down.
Now we're talking.
Oh my goodness.
So good.
I'm not sure what that was, but man, it was nuts. Compliments to the chef.
That's why he's the
Oh, like a
Gore
ringer just
Master.
rides whatever. That's what I can't stress enough. And when I actually do finish and have to give my final thoughts, I'm gonna make a point. Ringo is such a blessing to this game. Having a main character in an Atlas game that firstly talks and secondly has such a charming personality. Like, she's not like super over cocky, but she's not like reserved. Like, she's just this kind of like bouncy free spirit that's just got a little bit of sass. She's so fun. Every single scene she's in, I'm grinning with her. And because she's the main character, she's in every scene, you know?
By the way, it's kind of been a while. What have you been up to? Snooping around for sweets?
Actually, I visited the place I thought I was from. My dad's home.
Oh, you did? How was it?
Super green. And there were animals everywhere. Lots of oranges, too. I took a ton of pictures. I'll show them to you once they develop.
Develop? You used film?
Don't you know? They're way more snap-worthy if you shoot them on film.
I mean, fair enough, Nana. It's kind of weird being in the future saying, hey, I found this old camera and took them on film, so I have to wait for them to be processed.
This was my first trip alone. But everyone I met was really kind to me. It was like I wasn't alone at all.
Oh yeah? Well, I'm glad you had a nice time.
Yep. I'm glad I went. You know, Ringo, a lot might have happened lately, but I see now that there are places that will and do accept me.
You look happy. Anyway, Nana, this is a little gift from us to you. Ero deciphered it for you, but it's your dad's journal. Madam wanted you to have it.
This was Dad's?
I sorta took a peek, but it looks like a letter written to you and the other lost numbers.
Sorta took a peek, but it looks like there was a letter written for you. There's no sorta about it then, Ringo. That's why there's no sorta about it. You definitely did take a peek, and you saw what the letter was about. Come on.
A letter to us? Can I read it now?
Of course. It's yours.
Let's see what this says. We've handed over the journal.
Dad. I had no idea he did this.
Want to share the
Mind
class?
if I ask what this is?
Chit, Ringo on the same mind.
When Dad set out to make us, his goal was to create something truly amazing. Something with the love and thought of a human, but the strength and might of a demon.
Well, clearly it worked with you,
The
Nana.
heart and mind of a human, but with the power of a demon. Definitely can't get something like that out of demon fusion.
It seems Dad thought just having a heart wasn't enough for us to be considered human. What do you think was missing?
Memories?
Mm-hmm. Each of us needs our own memories.
I get it. Memories would provide you all with unique experiences. I wonder if he wanted you all to have your own personalities, too.
No matter how hard things might get, you can always hold on to your memories. That's what my dad believed.
Aww.
It says he conducted all of his research just so we could retain memories of our own. Apparently, he would tell us stories from his life all through the night.
So I guess he was a good dad then?
Yeah.
I don't know, honestly. At the end of the day, this was all to create the ultimate weapon.
Yeah, but he still
It
cared.
even says here, the power of the lost numbers will turn the tide in the battle between Yatagarasu and the Phantom Society.
His end goal with it might have been a bit crooked, but the path along it, he still
Were
cared.
you shocked to read that?
Really, it just tells me what kind of power I have.
I wonder what your dad's goal was in all of this. I mean, it's kind of funny that he'd tell his life story for the sake of giving weapons memories.
Exactly, like Ringo's kind of spelling it out and always trying to give Nana the edge. Trying to be like, you can figure it out, you get in there.
Could have been some form of atonement, I guess. Plus, he did leave you that letter. It almost sounds like this whole thing was bigger than some mission for Yatagarasu. Sounds more like a passion project.
Was it to create the ultimate weapon? Or did he want to create something beyond human? Or did he maybe just want a child to call his own?
All three are possible.
I just don't know. But it doesn't really matter. Nothing's completely as it seems in this world anyway. Nothing's squeaky clean, and nothing's soiled either. The most important thing is what you believe in. Or at least that's what I'd like to think.
Yeah.
Yeah, she found her way to
what are you
it. She had to
gonna do
find
now,
her own
Nana?
way to come to that conclusion, but she found it.
I think I'll try my hand at being a summoner for a bit.
Hey, sweet, do you want to be on our
It's
team?
like, I've been thinking, what's the best way to use the cards I've been dealt? And when it really comes down to it, fighting's what I do best. And seeing you guys do all that you do, it made me want to use this power to help people.
Really? Well, I'm glad to hear that. Makes the effort that much more worth it. Well, here's to your big debut as a summoner, Nana. I'm behind you all the way.
Thank you, Ringo. No, Captain Ringo.
Uh-oh.
So I'm a captain now.
Of course, Ringo rides it immediately. Like any other protagonist, so people just go, Captain, don't call me that. But Ringo's just like, oh, okay.
Oh
Ooh.
no.
What is it?
I forgot I'm meeting a client. I have to go. See you around, okay?
Okay, yeah, so she's finding her footing in a new job.
Let's get dessert here again. With everyone next time.
Absolutely, Nana.
You know it. Lost number, huh? A tech to retain memory, physical power well beyond that of a human, and a soul that can sympathize with others. Gets me wondering about myself. I should look into this.
Wasn't the direction I was expecting it to go. What's this say? Since I was technically the client, I better go to Karakucho and let him know I handed the journal before I forget. Whereabouts in Karakucho is he going to be? It's... Oh, there, he's right there, okay. The general objective
Seems like you
location.
finished the job. Sorry for making this complicated. It all started with a job. So, I just figured it'd be appropriate to finish with one. Bookends and all. Here's your reward. Thanks, Ringo.
Hey, chocolate flan. Nice. Is that the end of the DLC? New request. Oh, for goodness sake, it's not. It's absolutely not.
Anything you're looking for? You want? Here you go. Please come again.
Good to see you.
Tribute and worship.
Allow me to explain.
The request comes from Yatagarasu. It would seem they have a problem at their Hachigaya training field. Under the circumstances, there aren't many other summoners they can turn to. They specifically requested you. The task would be to purify the training field on their behalf. They do hope you'll accept. Level 99! The platinum ring and money we don't really need. Yeah, that's the super bosses. That's the super bosses. The client's always just inside the training field.
Careful.
Something tells me this request will be harder than it seems. Be careful, everyone.
Do you have any other? I bid
So
you
the actual
good luck.
Nana story arc's done. That's just... that's the... What does this say? From Garatsu, probably not one at the training field. They'll ask me specifically, so it's not the chance of getting their good books. The client's at the entrance to the field. Yeah, they're not doing that. Not on screen. Maybe in my spare time I'll try and figure it out. But that just sounds like a murder of a work. Oh, it's a meal we already have. Recover MP and one dungeon. So that was much of a reward. We don't need as we explore the dungeon because we're literally just about to go fight the final boss. So let's just find something else that'd be better, like intelligence boost or increase all allies. Actually, let's take that. Alright, now let's go back to the bone zone. I'll save again once we get there. And I will crank it up to hard just to try it out.
Enemy detected.
So actually, let me do that now. Config. Hard. Very hard. No, just hard. I mean, I'm gonna save. Right, let's say the change that you need to make when you get to the bone zone, or you get to this area, when it comes up with the 4 choices, on each one you have to say do not. You have to refute everything. It's present on this point. Are you sure you're ready to proceed? Let's go. You have a familiar voice in your head.
Negative.
Ringo, wait. I cannot allow this. I believe it is right to trust in your successors to carry on your will. I believe it is right to live in pursuit of your passions and to let them give you meaning in death. Ringo, you have been classified as a threat. Oh, that's because I've said no to everything.
Please stop.
You and Fig must be kept apart. That is Eon's will, and we will now eliminate all other possibilities.
They're strong. Be on your guard.
Go time.
Don't know till you try.
We're lacking.
Oh, I have no idea what Dominion might be weak to. Not fire.
What are you
Not fire.
I hate this. You know the drill. Don't be a hero.
Oh, it might just be their resistance to all elements.
It might count.
Yes, okay.
I'm gone. What about this? I'm gone.
Oh, but they can repel magic all they want. And I know it's not worth the hassle.
Sometimes you gotta risk it.
I know we
There
can
goes.
do this.
Hope you're ready.
Boosting physical
What are you
on.
thinking?
All set size of
This
power.
should do this. As long as
Here
we
we
work
go.
together, we got this.
Try and bluff this.
What are you thinking?
Got a hunch?
They're weak to basic physical. Interesting.
Let me demonstrate my power.
So why are they repelling magic attacks? They should be using Tetrakan. Why are they using the Karakan when magic is literally, they're resistant to it? What? Make it make sense.
It's all you. Go, Arrow.
You know the drill. Don't be a hero.
Guess I'm out of their league.
You hear a familiar voice in your
I
head.
apologize.
You fought well, and you have our apologies. We too are struggling to choose a single answer from many possibilities. The demon you have just faced was a manifestation of our conflict and indecision. Thus, we will leave the decision to you and Fig.
For a future
Please
yet to
choose
come.
wisely. As in your mind falls silent and all is quiet. So I think that fight only happens if you say no. So that's kind of showing you that you're on the right path. At least I hope it is. Familiar door, unlike anything you've seen stand before you. Fig may await beyond it. Are you prepared to cross the threshold? I am ready. Alright, Fig. Time to stop. Oh my goodness. This is the result of heartbreak and grief when given to someone who doesn't understand emotions. Yeah, everyone's just like, oh my god, Fig, what have you become? Cyber Eon.
That's some makeover. New look suits you.
Ringo.
Why have you come here? What do you want?
I came to talk.
Talk? About what?
About you.
Just tell us, Fig. What are you trying to do?
I'm going to end the violence. I'm going to soul hack the entire human race. I'll end the constant cycle of bloodshed. I'll end all of it.
What are you talking about? I thought soul hacking just brought people back from the dead.
Yeah, but look at Ringo's face. That's the face of she knows she could do something like that.
No. Soul hacking is far more than that.
It's the power to reconstruct a person's soul.
Yeah, hence the name.
Soul hacking alters a person's very core. Did you think the hacking was purely technical? You carve up a soul and rearrange what remains.
We got sliced up?
Why did all of you accept the will of Ion so readily? Ringo could have easily written that acceptance into your very souls. You have no way of knowing.
I didn't do that.
I don't care if she did. What's important is the time we had together.
Oh,
How we
Arrow.
felt and how we acted.
If you're trying to divide us, you're wasting your time.
Hey, my trust was my own. I was the one who decided I'd take a chance on you guys. And that includes you, Fig.
Guys.
Your mutual faith is truly, genuinely beautiful. I only wish all humans could be so understanding of each other.
Yeah, but it's never going to work that way, Fig. You have to take the bad with the good.
Soul hacking will uplift both mankind and Ion. In accordance with Ion's vision of our united future, I will do what I must to allow our path and humanity's to converge. I will hack the thirst for conflict out of humanity's collective soul. In time, humans will subconsciously come to understand one another, and thus, all conflict and injustice will fade from their hearts.
And that's how you're going to end this world.
No, Ringo. It is a new beginning. The dawn of an era in which humanity and Ion may walk the same path.
Yeah, but all as soulless husks.
Come on. You're trying to remake all of humanity? Don't tell me you're gonna go around hacking everybody one by one.
She's not. That's what she needs her tech for.
That's right. The Omni system doesn't just reduce data transfer time. It's instantaneous.
Yeah, she can literally just snap her fingers and warp the entire human race if she gets this working.
A person's soul is defined by a massive amount of data. And I'll need to operate on countless souls simultaneously, on a global scale. But this system will make that possible. It only allows me to access devices with an online connection, of course. But that's where the Covenants come in.
By their very nature, the Covenants attract human souls. And you intend to lure the entire human race right to you.
If I unlock Ion's full operating capacity, I can simulate the properties of the Covenants themselves. From their theoretical model, I will learn to wield this power.
So you want to route the power of the Covenants through the Omni system? And rewrite all of humanity's minds in one big soul hack?
Yeah, Saizo, that's literally what she's doing. That's what all the core Covenants are doing, the unlimited power. She's going to channel it exactly into a system that's linked to everyone's brains, to then basically brainwash everyone to stop violence. Make it so everyone is forced to play along. It's literally, what she's doing, if it's just an SMT game, she's ultimate law. If you don't know what I'm talking about, in Shin Megami Tensei, every single SMT game is broken down by its law versus chaos conflict. Ultimate law, or like the ultimate version of law, is absolute peace at the cost of freedom. That is what she's doing. That's what she's trying to do. She's trying to enforce absolute peace at the cost of taking everyone's freedom. To make it so a new humanity can live in absolute peace and prosper peacefully, but with no individual minds, no individual concepts, no individual struggles. They are just a collective. They're basically trying to legion the planet, is what she's doing.
That's kinda drastic, don't you think? Is that really gonna stop all the fighting? Ever?
Isn't that exactly what you've all been fighting for?
Listen, Fig. It's true that this damn war over the Covenants has taken a lot from us. We've all been hurt by it.
Is that really our only option to stop the conflict?
If you do this, Fig, all human hearts will be equalized.
And that's exactly what Ringo's going to say. It's like, you're going to make it just a legion of minds. Not a single soul on the planet will have individuality.
Is that really what you want? A world where everyone is the same?
I know.
You're trying to remove the source of human conflict. I get that. But that's also the source of human emotion, too. It's one of the things that drew us to them in the first place. It's part of what makes them human at all.
I know that!
Yeah, but then now the real Fig's coming in. I said the reason why Fig's doing this isn't because, like, she wants to end the violence and whatnot. It's because she's literally heartbroken and grieving and doesn't understand or know how to deal with it. Because someone she genuinely cared for, that meant the world to her, died because of senseless conflict.
I was there with you. I saw the same things you did. But still, even this would be better than a future of endless pain.
Yeah, and that pain, as someone who only, was an AI in a human body and so had to learn emotions the hard way very quickly, the feelings of grief, said grief and heartbreak, the two core things, are way too much for her to be able to handle. She has no ability whatsoever to process and handle it because she straight up didn't know what emotions were or could process them not that long ago. And the reason why I keep saying heartbreak is because ultimately Raven betrayed the group anyway. It was just she loved, or at least deeply cared for him anyway. And so his death at the end of that betrayal still hurt her. She was literally hurt twice in a very short span of time with two emotions she didn't understand that are both extreme.
Is that what you came all this way to say?
Look, Fig. It doesn't have to be like this. If we talk things over, we can come up with a better solution. There has to be another way. I know we can find it. I don't want to fight you, Fig. We're friends, aren't we?
I've made my choice! I knew this would be hard. I knew it's
well, yeah, we are
more
playing
conflicts.
them hard. Sorry.
No contradiction when I see one. But even in the face of that contradiction, you all fought for what you believed in. You believed you could make it right. I thought you were so inspiring, so I will do the same.
All right then.
You said you came to talk. Is there anything more you wish to say?
Nope. If you're going to force your will on everyone, then the time for words has passed. I'll stop you. Even if I have to fight you.
Atta girl, Ringo.
That's what a friend would do.
Yeah, as atta girl, Ringo. She's not fighting Fig to kill her or to stop the evil. She's fighting her because she's genuinely she's doing the whole thing where the friend's done the bad thing, so you, as said friend, are the one that needs to try and step up and correct it a little bit, instead of just letting them go down that dark path. That's what Ringo's doing. She's like, no, I care about you enough that I'm going to stop you doing this. Which makes this a lot more personal of a final boss.
So be it.
Compared to usual Atlas finales.
Pain, the last in this world. One last sorrow. For me and for you.
Because usual Atlas final bosses are just big god monsters. If it's Persona, it's a god monster. If it's SMT, it's probably Lucifer. Whilst this, it's neither. It's not big god monsters. Well, it might be a bit of a god monster depending on how this goes. But it's a personal battle of Ringo trying to stop basically like a sister figure or a sister character from doing something stupid because of that sister figure going through heartbreak and grief that she doesn't understand. Oh, this music. This is super near. Listen to this. This track's in one of the trailers. I just realised. I was like, I've heard this before. Final boss time. Let's go. Oh my god.
So we're really doing this? Huh, Fig?
God, the music. It's not a big god monster fight, it's a personal struggle. God damn it, why did this game do so poorly? Why was this game not advertised? Why was it so under budgeted? There's so much stuff that's here. Oh my god. There's so much stuff here that's genuinely for Atlus revolutionary. Because they don't do this shit. They don't do this usually. This is such a good step forward for Atlus, but it was so under budgeted, it got no advertising, it undersold, so a lot of what this game learns and does might not end up showing up in later titles, which is the biggest crime, because this game genuinely has some wonderful moments, and this is one of them.
It's time to end it. No holding back.
Got it.
I'm not
And the
here to
music
make
so much.
friends. Come at me with everything you've got. It will make this much easier to bear.
Let's go, team.
Let's do this.
Let's change.
Come on, Fig. Wake up. Go time.
God, the music's so beautiful.
Yeah, good plan.
Help me out here.
This
All right.
Let's. Here I come.
Help me out here.
Let's go about this carefully.
So you're the only one that hasn't gone yet, so you do that.
Offense. Fit with this power. How about this?
Arc light. Oh, it gets rid of your buffs. Oh, it gets rid of your buffs. Oh, oh, it gets rid of your buffs.
Might work.
Fine. I'll get
God, everyone's pained. You can, everyone's going Fig. Like everyone's just like, please stop this.
Come on. All right.
You sure, Saizo?
Sorry, but what a waste.
Fig.
Let's finish this. Might as well test
You know it has to be done.
Enjoy the show.
Why preserve your...
Fig with this power.
Did you just? How was it? Saizo just no. I saw
it.
that.
This gonna go.
Fig.
Such power.
Let's
Weak to
roll.
win. Got it.
That might be dangerous, Ringo.
Pretty damn. All right.
Don't know till you try.
Sorry. We gotta win this.
Fig. You like that?
Oh, like you can hear it. Everyone's going Fig. Like everyone's just like, stop this Fig. I'm gonna redo the war cry to keep the stack.
Out of my way.
Why can't you understand? Why preserve your pain? Why can't you understand?
So strong.
We owe it. Still with me? Fig. Here I. Fig.
Let's
They're
finish
strong.
this.
Be on your guard.
So there's another voice on. Wait to hear it. Hang on.
Fig. I'm not. Fig. Here I
What's
come.
our opener?
Here I. We owe it to you. You like
Oh, I
that?
think I'm just gonna take that for what it
Not
is.
sure what to do. What's
You're a
the backup?
liability.
Okay. What's our opener?
That'll work.
Beat him down.
Okay, Saizo.
Such power.
I'll stop you. Let's roll. This should work.
I should be a bit more wary of my MP, so I don't know if there's gonna be multiple
Ready to go.
phases.
Go time. Want a piece of this?
Out of my way.
Why preserve your pain? Why can't you blocked it? You know it has to be this way.
Gun
We
resistance
owe it to
lowered.
you.
Ooh.
All right.
We owe it to you. Like that?
I love this theme.
Fig.
This'll turn the tables.
That'd be helpful.
It's all you.
Leave it to me, Ringo.
You know what to do.
I can target Fig.
I'm excited.
I know
That'll
this.
work.
So we must fight on. Such power.
You're pretty. Shall we? Sorry. We gotta win this.
They're strong.
Fine. I'll get
Be on your
serious.
guard.
You know what to
Fine.
do.
I'll get serious.
Where's the MP stuff?
Requesting backup.
Keep your guard up.
Just getting started.
Out of my way.
We've got another fight yet, so I need to keep a little bit of attention to it. Alright, all stats down. Ow!
Why preserve your pain?
Let's go.
Ooh, that'll work. You got it.
On your orders.
Let's go.
This is nothing.
Die. Here goes. Sorry, we gotta win this.
We gotta win this. No matter what.
Oh, that size is out of my way.
Why presume? You know you blocked it. Why can't you understand?
Also, because we're playing on hard mode, we can't use the original flame to cheese any of this. We have to actually do
Looks
all of this.
promising.
I won't let anyone get in our way.
This'll turn the tables. Scanning hot process.
Looks promising.
So we must fight. Decided. You condone the existence of pain, yet you try to circumvent the pain of change. You hate conflict, yet you make no choice to end it.
Because we have to live with it to push through. It's all a part of learning, Fig.
You are all far too accepting of the current state of the world. How hopeless. Don't you see that leaving humanity as it is will only lead to ruin? Let this mark the death of pain, to end the world's despair.
Let me guess, each one's weak to a different element.
Seriously?
The red one's gonna be weak to ice, the blue one's gonna be weak to fire, the green one's gonna be weak to electricity, the purple one's gonna be weak to wind. Call it a hunch.
No way.
Are you kidding?
You came through.
I expected as much.
Be careful.
Be careful. I think it's veiled in rainbow-coloured light. Seems identical to the powers Zenon used before. As long as Fig is cloaked in that light, she is invulnerable.
We're still in this, right?
You got it. In my sight.
We owe it to...
Let's finish this.
You gonna try it out?
It's probably fine.
I'll freeze you. Man, you're fine. I'll get
See that
serious.
tear?
Let's stay cautious.
So the one on this one will probably be
We're
weak to
lacking
it.
intel on this one.
Don't go overboard now.
Let's roll.
So we must.
That should do.
Even if I must dirty my hands.
Thunder! Come, my blessed dark servants.
Why preserve your pain?
Ow.
This pain is nothing.
Oh, don't start healing.
Preserve your pain. I will purge the world of sorrow.
You
Nobody
monster.
has to feel my purpose.
You're pretty Go time.
Why would you do that? That's so cruel.
In my sight.
Oh yeah, good plan.
So now I have to make a delay in.
Try and block this.
Okay.
Raven. Take this pain.
What's our
Oh, one's weak to physical. Interesting. Gonna top uphill.
Just getting started. Out of my way.
Why preserve your pain? I see. Why can't you understand? Nobody has to feel lost. Why
Aim,
can't
dodge.
you understand?
Just love.
I will purge the world
Oh.
of sorrow. Nobody has to feel my purpose.
Oh, the longer this fight goes, the more problematic this is gonna get. So we need to get rid of that the purple one, or try and get rid of one of
Still in
them.
this, right?
So we must fight. Why?
Love to see it.
They're strong.
Fine. I'll get
Run
it.
from hell, Ringo.
That's your cue.
Time to bust out the big
Oh,
guns.
one more turn for that.
What's our opening?
Let's
That's
roll.
the ticket.
Why?
Yes.
Such power.
Shall we?
So we must fight on.
Shutting you
Such power.
Let the rebels begin.
Oh, there goes one, which hurts her. Ooh, okay.
This pain is nothing. You know it has to be blocked.
That one can go
if
twice.
You will stand in my way.
Oh, and it's picked a target. Okay.
Okay. Not yet. Let me see. We're still in
Right.
this, right?
Do your thing, Milady.
I know.
We gotta win
Okay.
this. That's it, Saizo.
You say so.
I can take this pain.
Two down,
This ought to do it.
3 down.
Such power.
You must be hungry.
You know it has to be this way. Nobody has to feel lost.
Didn't
Ooh,
expect-
Affinity's
I'm fine.
changed. Interesting.
Take a break.
I
You're hurt.
miscalculated. Didn't expect. Let's reset the
You're pretty. Shall we?
Taking a gamble?
Don't know till you try.
Want a piece of this?
Let me see.
Even if I must dirty my hands. I
Now
can
what?
take this pain.
The rainbow light faded.
Fix the line. I'll get serious. Better not.
I think this turn is going to end the fight, so I should actually spending... Well, the stack's going to do it, so I should be spending more time trying to get everyone's MP back. I wish I had more chakra pots. Let's do magic bottle then. It's only going to be enough for an extra skill, but I'm going to do that.
Out of my way.
Yeah. Alright, let's see. That's not going to be it. There's going to be another phase.
Did we do it?
Don't count on it, Melody.
You like that? Huh, Fig?
We're not out yet. Quit wasting our time and get serious, Fig. I know you're better than that.
So you noticed. It seems there was still some hesitation left in me. Or perhaps I should call it weakness. This form, this manner of speech, this way of thinking. These things only existed so that I could be with the rest of you.
Now it's going to be the god monster.
Now, for the sake of eliminating you, I will cast all of it aside.
Because in Atlas Fish and fashion, the final boss is always a god monster. They kind of stole that from Final Fantasy. Back in the good old days, Final Fantasy's every Final Fantasy final boss was like some eldritch horror final boss god monster thing. But they kind of stopped doing that in the newer ones. Well, they don't do it anywhere near as much. What's Atlas seems to always do it.
This is the shape of my resolve. The future you seek, where you win, exists only beyond eternity.
Right, phase 2. Oh, that's actually kind of sick looking. It's a big monster, sure, but it's also got like slight semblances of like a flower. It's like a corrupted, broken flower. And the music's picking up. All right, time for the real final fight. So this is the equivalent of like you've done the Adachi fight, and now you've got to fight the giant eye thing in Persona 4. That's what this is.
No way. What the hell is that?
You don't think that's Fig?
That's what you get when all of Ion devotes their entire conscious being to destruction. This is where we could lose it all. So get ready, team.
We'll bring you.
Oh, we're fully restored. Oh, they got it. They got it.
It's for your own good.
I'm not your babysitter.
Let's go about this carefully.
Alright, let's buff everyone, start the usual routine.
Let's go.
But if we lose this fight, we know for next time to try and hold off using SP restoring items, because we'll get the full reset anyway.
I won't stop you.
Thanks for goes.
Gonna go with that size
We
up?
gotta win this.
Yeah, good plan.
We're lacking intel.
Big!
Frenzy. Meta Sour Command. Oh boy!
We'll bring you like that.
Luster candy, great.
Could be risky.
Oh, just try everything.
Never know until you try.
Yeah, good plan.
Help me out here.
We're lacking intel.
Big!
Not bad. All right.
Yeah, it literally was into everything, so it's literally Mega Delayan or bust.
Sorry, we gotta win this.
Too late for regrets now.
Euphemesis. Oh. Mega Delayan. Stat boost. Oh!
They're strong.
Goes. Be on your guard.
Finish
Oh,
them
it's
off,
the elements.
Saito.
Its elemental attributes changed.
Looks promising.
Let's see some fire.
That should do
Pretty
the
damn
trick.
stubborn.
Looks
All right.
promising.
Ready to go.
All right.
Help me out here.
Chop, chop, Tygo.
New man.
Sure. That
You
trick.
know what
Got
to
it.
do.
You're pretty damn tall. All right.
Oh my goodness! The music, listen. Can you tell that Monica did the music? Can you tell that it's the Nier music team that did the music? Oh my goodness.
Let's see some. Sorry. Big.
Let's go.
Ooh, that'll work. Let's roll.
Oh, I needed Luster. They need like a group-wide Luster Candy, which is weird for me to say because Luster Candy used to be the group-wide. But no, I don't think... I can nullify all... Good. I can get rid of all the debuffs.
Fig.
You like that?
Send them packing.
I was doing that anyway. Let the rebels begin.
Nice. Thunderbolt Memoria. Oh, that's just Mazio died. Sing. Enemies charging. Uh-oh.
That's the ticket. Big.
You know, I don't know what that's going to bring, so I'm going to guard.
Defense mode active.
Bring it on.
Let's see. Just try it.
New World's Dawn. Yeah, I'm glad I guarded that, 'cause that's probably a kill. Apostle Genesis. Oh, it has a buddy, and its affinity's changed.
Help me out here.
Get ready, Psycho. Let's go.
Keep up.
Let's go.
Good idea.
Here goes.
Take it away.
Do it, Psycho.
Boosting physical speed. Not over yet.
That'll work.
Right, if we've got 2 turns, I'm going to do make one attack,
You're strong.
and the other a bead chain. Actually, yeah, no bead chain. I was kind of looking at it. I was like, no. Alright, we got rid of your extra. Infernal Kimura, so that's Miragi dying. Mabufa dying.
This power. That should work. That's your cue.
Let's promise.
Let's see some. Sorry, but we gotta win this.
Everyone's still alive?
Yeah. Somehow. So, how much more we gotta hit this thing?
Until it stops.
Until we crack that shell around Fig's heart. We have to keep at it until we can get through to her.
Not much for using your head, are you, Arrow? Might try something different. Like dancing?
I doubt that'd actually work. But with how ridiculous all of this is, I wouldn't blame you if you tried.
Oh, Melody, you found a sense of humor.
If it were up to me, I'd go for a nice cold beer.
Yeah.
And maybe throw in some tunes.
Sounds like we've all still got some fight left in us.
Yeah, as I say, if we're all kind of joking around, we've still got some energy.
It's for your own good.
Here I come.
Help me out here.
Yeah, I'll read.
Let's roll.
That should do the trick.
We're just getting
I'm
started.
gonna do damage condense, try and get some extra out of this.
Yeah.
Looks like it'll...
There we go. Pure void. It's charging up again.
This might take a while.
That do your thing.
Oh, physical. Okay, we're gonna guard this and next turn.
Bring it on.
Big.
Let me see.
Good idea. Good idea.
We'll wait it out.
Not much choice. Defense mode active.
Just getting
Bring
started.
it on.
You will dawn.
Go down.
Genesis. We're gonna make another buddy. Yep.
Big. We're ending
Time
this
to
here.
improvise.
Help me out here.
Let's change my
Try
focus.
all you want.
Prettier safe than sorry.
So,
I'm shutting you down. What's our
Oh yeah, if you do hit weakness, you do next to no damage because of that resistance thing. But we can get a shit ton of stacks out of it, so it's necessary evil.
let's go finish this. That's it, Melody.
On it, Ringo.
Boosting physical parameters.
Perfect.
Careful now.
So I can get a top up bead chain and an attacking
Let's
still.
roll.
Good idea.
Ah!
Few weaknesses, attack up.
Bad.
Initiating sync. Boosting.
I'm not
Looks
your
like it'll work.
babysitter.
Best to go with that. That try.
What am I doing on health? Actually, I'm gonna have you
I'm
top
not
up
your
heal.
babysitter. Let's keep up the pace. Good idea.
Go for it, Arrow.
Okay, Saito.
Let's roll.
Looks like it'll...
Now, Ringo.
See that terror in their eyes?
This side.
Big.
Good idea.
Do it, Saito.
I hear you.
Let the rebels
Oh, that might be it. Yo, okay, we did it, I think. I think that might be it. Trophy unlocked, hardcore hacker. Won the final battle on hard. Yes, you only have to do the final boss on hard. You don't have to do the whole game. So we just got that trophy. And now it's going to release Fig. And if we've done everything right, there will be a point during the discussion to reach out our hand to her or to not. If you don't make the right choices, you won't be able to reach out your hand to her. So we'll see how this goes. That was a lot of anime breathing. Just By the time she collapses, yep, she's gonna just be herself. Oh no, not quite yet. She's still got the fancy spike shoes. Yeah, this is it. Let her go, you get the normal ending. Reach out to her, you can only do if you said no to every question in the final dungeon. And that's the true ending, so let's reach out to her.
Fig!
They both have separate trophies, so off screen I'll just do the other. I'll fight the final boss again, which I've already got the hard mode trophy, so I can put it on normal.
No!
Ringo, use soul hack. Fig has a soul, doesn't she? You can connect to it.
Melody, you genius!
But
Just do it! You can't give up on her now! This is the only chance we've got!
There's still a future where the two of you make it. So hurry!
right.
Fucking arrow. Pat on the back. That wasn't a pat, that was like a full-on smack.
I'll see you when you both get back.
One more time, Ringo. Let's soul hack.
Protection, set to 0. Soul hack! Systems are go! I don't care if it destroys me. I know I can still save you. Don't leave me!
This is so nice.
You think so?
After all the battle and danger you've been through, this is what you stepped back for. To help the children. To help give these new lives a future.
Please, it's nothing that noble.
Choosing not to fight doesn't make you weak. It made you a good person. I can fight so you don't have to. So the children don't have to.
You can't stay here anymore. Go back to the others.
I'm not leaving you here!
That's why I can never give up.
I finally found you, Fig.
Ringo. You hacked an ion construct's soul? You're as reckless as ever.
Says the lady who tried to hack the entire human race. That's not like you. What am I saying? I can't say what's like you. I never even tried to know you. I think that ended up really weighing on you. In a lot of ways. I'm sorry, Fig.
No. I was the one who hurt you. And you're my friend. I'm the one who should apologize. I'm glad we got a chance to clear the air before we said goodbye.
What are you talking about, Fig? You're coming back with me. The squad's gonna kill me if I come back alone.
I can't. I already made my decision to fight you. I have to take responsibility for what I've done. And I want to honor Raven's memory in my own way.
So it was Raven who drove you to this.
You must think I'm so stupid. Trying to change the world just because my emotions took over.
Nah, that sounds like pretty much everyone I've ever met. Besides, my own emotions are the whole reason I'm here. Your death isn't gonna make Raven happy. Even I know he wouldn't have wanted that. So come on.
If I go with you, I'd be betraying him.
Look, Fig, this world is way more complex than we thought. We can't just let one experience, one moment of pain define how we want to live our lives. No single person thinks the same way. That's where all this conflict comes from. That's why you and I fought too. But if you see any beauty in those differences, then I don't think this is the right way to end it.
Ringo.
The two of us, I mean, all of us can think about how to deal with this. Talk it over together, right? We can even fight or argue sometimes. We're part of Ion. We're supposed to have this transcendent intelligence, right? We can find an answer if we look hard enough. So, come on.
it's the end. Farewell.
Ringo, give up. Let me go. If you don't, you'll get pulled in with me. You can't leave. If you're gonna disappear somewhere else, then I'm coming with you. I don't want another sad goodbye. I don't want that ever again.
You can't just say that. That's not fair, Ringo.
Sorry.
I know I'm being selfish, but it's okay. As long as we're together, I don't care where we go. Even if it means there's nothing waiting for us.
Ringo! It's you.
Your story doesn't end here.
Ringo! Are you alright? Where's Fig? Is she with you?
You two better get here soon, or we're coming in after you.
Yeah? And how do you plan to do that? Just be patient. We can trust them.
Hurry on back. Sounds like your friends are all waiting to see you.
Raven!
Fig, let's go home. Come on.
There was no way in hell I was going to talk over any of that. There was no way in hell I was going to talk over any of that. That was very, very well done and very beautiful, I think. To see the struggle, like, laid bare. To see the emotions, like, the raw emotions laid bare. To see Fig literally shed a tear. Like, showing that she's finally starting to understand emotions. She's finally starting to get there. Having that little nudge on from, you know, the spirit of Raven, because magic are soul hacks and how they work, and everything else in between. You see Ringo be so open with her emotions as well, because Ringo always kind of had a good understanding of emotions, because she was always so curious. Throughout the entire course of the game, she was always asking everything. She was always super curious about everything. So she got a firmer understanding of emotions a lot sooner, whilst Fig took everything at face value for the longest time, not realizing she had fallen for Raven, not realizing she loved the concept of what he fought for, and not being able to realize and process everything that came after until it got spelled out to her in that moment. A few days later, and everyone's going to be like, yeah, it's just okay.
I was kind of expecting some of that craziness at the municipal tower to make the news.
Well, not when so many people want it covered up.
I mean, yeah, true. Everyone at Yatagarasu and the Phantom Society would probably want that little incident covered up.
Sounds like Yatagarasu's doing a good job keeping the eyewitness accounts under control.
Phantom certainly doesn't want to stand out either. They've got their hands full smoothing everything over.
Hey, don't make that face. It's all in the past.
Exactly. Relax, girl. Have some pizza.
Saizo.
You agents of Ion are going to be plenty busy yourselves. Better focus on the future instead of dwelling on the past.
True.
Right. Thank you.
Good to have you back, Fig.
Oh yeah. What happened to the Covenants after all that anyway?
Oh yeah, that was kind of swept under the rug. Where's that?
Yatagarasu's wondering the same thing.
Same here. Phantom's scrambling to find them. Nobody's got any idea what happened.
So either they disappeared, or maybe someone else out there's got them now. No way to know for sure. Our summoning powers came back too. Kinda sad Sabbaths are off the table, though.
I'm glad we managed to finish analyzing that.
Oh, so Sabbaths are gone, because that was like, you know, Ringo channeling it all. They've all got their individual wills again.
Our workaround was certainly a powerful system, but it wouldn't be right to keep those limitations in place indefinitely.
Especially since we'll be going our separate ways tomorrow.
Ah, there's always how these games end with Atlas. The main cast never stick together.
Yeah.
Hey, snap out of it, boss. This is supposed to be our last hurrah before we all get back to our lives. You can't just give us the silent treatment now.
On a normal day, you'd be talking our ears off.
It's because everyone's leaving. She's feeling lonely.
Yeah, and Fig's got a better understanding of Ringo as well throughout the course of this.
What?
It's an unfamiliar parting. A sense of loss and longing, unlike the grief of death. It's a new experience, so we're not sure how to handle it.
Hey, it's not like that.
Now you perked up. Now you've been called out.
Whoa, there you go, I guess. Sounding a little more familiar.
So you do have a cute side. Strange that it'd only come out now.
Arrow! Arrow. So you're just gonna strike this poor girl in the heart.
Oh, shut up.
Yep.
Maybe now I don't have all these jerks following me around, I'll finally have some peace and quiet. Not that it matters, but what are everybody's plans anyway?
Aw, that delivery. Was everyone's plans anyway? She's like, stop talking about me.
I'm going back to Yatagarasu. All things considered, I might have gone a little rogue. I'd better make a report, for good faith if nothing else. Plus, I've got more battles ahead of me. Fighting to end the fighting, right? How about you, Melody? If you need somewhere to go, I could vouch for you with Yatagarasu.
I'm fine, thanks. I'll be going back to the Phantom Society.
Would they even take you back? You nearly killed one of their top guys.
It's not like the entire organization is against me. Besides, I've got something I need to look into.
Ah, the beard guy. Azazel, huh?
Oh yeah, that loose thread of a weirdo.
Yes. Him and the rest of the Grand Executors.
Wait, you two are just going back to your old gangs? If we're just gonna go back to killing each other here, I am not playing mediator for you.
I think they'll be fine. Arrow and Melody want the same thing. That's something we all share. Even you, Saizo.
Yeah, to end the fighting. Especially for Saizo, because he's got a girl to worry about.
Speaking of, what do you plan on doing next?
Probably gonna keep freelancing. The whole mess left me with a lot to think about, you know?
Yeah.
But no more rolling with the highest bidder. I think from now on, I'm sticking to work I can be proud of. Protecting the world in the ways that I can.
Attaboy, Saizo. Still probably my favourite character in this. Fig's up there. But like, Saizo is just such a charming, down-to-earth bloke. Like, throughout the whole course of the game. He's a teeny tiny little bit of a flirt, but that kind of is just a little quirk to the side and not his entire character. But his relationship, his morals, and everything he fights for is genuinely extremely endearing, so he's probably my favourite character. Fig second, because I love her story, I love her development. I think she was a brilliant final villain. Well, antagonist, because it's just a conflict of interest in getting her back on our side. But still.
Sounds like you've got your own path to walk. It might be a harder one than Arrow or Melody's.
What about you? Ion's going to have a lot of work ahead of them.
The plan's to start getting directly involved in mankind's future, right? Sounds like a big job. Your first meetings today?
Yes.
I have to wonder how humanity will react to you.
Well, someone once told me, singularities occur outside the public eye. Usually, anyway.
Fig, look after Ringo for us. She'd totally fall apart without you around.
Come on. I mean, it's true, because Ringo really did kind of fall apart a little bit near the end there, when she thought she was going to lose Fig. I mean, look at Ringo's face now. She knows she's been called out on it.
Of course.
And of course, the other ending that you could have got where we didn't reach out to Fig would have been a lot more isolating and lonely for Ringo, which is why it's the bad ending.
Maybe the conflict.
But it's the only ending you can get if you pick wrong in the final dungeon, which I still think is very cheeky.
That's life.
Now you're getting it. Well, on that note, I think I'll head out. If I keep sticking around talking, I'll never let myself leave. See you around, Ringo. Fig. It was one hell of a bumpy ride, but I'm glad I stayed on.
Yeah.
Same here. If we ever need an MC, we know who to call.
Please give Ash my regards.
Take
Aw.
care.
You're gonna give up and give him a hug? Or something after for so long? You're just gonna wave him out the door? After that long adventure? Keep being cool, Saizo.
I should go too. Thanks for the memories. Try not to bicker too much.
I like how much Melody turned around. It took her a while to get there. I said in the earlier streams that Melody was like the one exception of the cast for the longest time. She was like the one character I just wasn't fond of. I found her more annoying because it felt like she was out for a fight in every single scene. But her growth and development thankfully turned a lot of that around. And she's still kind of rough around the edges. But it's not that she's out for a fight, it's that she's just got like a heavy load. She's just got a lot going on, and she's trying to see the positive of it now.
I'll keep that in mind.
Can you believe this? Melody of all people.
Yeah, so even Ringo gets it.
Each other. Times sure have changed. See you.
It's a shame they didn't make their own little squad. They're all going to go back to their
As much as I'd
camps
love
and
to
whatnot.
stay, I should get
But
back
I
to
get
my
it,
work.
like, you know, Radikaratsu, Fan Society, the freelance work and all that.
Thanks.
But they could have been their own little,
For
like,
everything.
mini agency.
All we went through. Kaburagi, Dr. Mangetsu, Raven. That would have broken me a long time ago. But I'm okay, because I had you two.
Yeah, Arrow, you took Raven's death infinitely better than Fig did. And I think, yeah, that's what's going through Fig's
If
mind.
you ever need anything, just reach out. I'll be there for you. Not as a Yatagarasu agent, though. As a friend.
Yeah.
And of course, he still has that deep respect, so he bows. And Fig, because she's still figuring it all out, bows back. That's cute, okay. But now it's just these two.
There they go.
Yeah. We should probably head out too.
Huh? Oh, right.
Yeah, the meeting.
Wait. Fig, are you nervous?
No, I mean, of course not.
It's okay. We're all in this together, right?
Well, I'm glad it's a happy ending, because I really wasn't sure where it was going for a while. Even like, so even the true ending could have gone to some dark places. Is that where it's going to end? Them agreeing to do their parts? Oh no, it is carrying on. They've put their fancy coats on. And she doesn't need the Mimi thing anymore. Because she's got her own personality, she's got her own standing. So you're trying to finish your game? Well, I literally just did, one man. You literally just joined. As the credits are about the roll.
After the battle at the municipal tower, I managed.
And I managed to get the true ending, thank God. Even though I still think the true ending's very cheeky and how it's hidden. Final dungeon suddenly says, hey, these 4 characters that died, did they deserve to die? And you have to say no to all of them, otherwise you're just not getting the true ending.
Ion never questioned Fig's choices at the end. They said it was because.
Okay, so even though Fig nearly, you know, brainwashed the world because of her grief, they still accepted her back because they knew it was her just trying to figure out her understanding of grief.
She came from Ion.
In a couple of days, I'd call Grind to do. Nice, cool, dude. Since we've just finished, I'm probably going to spend the rest of this stream just sort of chatting. So I don't mind if you just want to chat about anything, but we'll just see how this ends first. Because I've only been streaming for like a little over an hour, so I'm not going to just wrap it now.
They decided it was time to formally announce ourselves to human society.
Oh, the 2 Aeon agents finally revealed themselves.
Up until now, they've defined themselves as observers on high, removed from humanity. So this was a pretty big shift. Ion had only ever existed as a solitary being, that is until
The time links for
Rick and I
streams
were
past couple
dating
days.
for
Yeah, the 12-hour thing. I hope there's a part of me that kind of hopes I never get to a point where I do that.
Been shouldering all kinds of burdens.
Hey, look, all these people that died.
Qualia, relationships, pasts, presents.
Oh, she didn't die. Ash is alive.
futures.
He's super dead though. Poor Raven. He's the reason why all this escalated.
Embracing these concepts of thinking and feeling. The concept of a me and the concept of a you.
Whilst we're doing this final narration,
We can't go on living without.
I should really start trying to think about my final thoughts, because there's a lot I genuinely like about this game, and a lot that could have made this Atlas's best work, but there's a lot of things that hold it back other than just, you know, the lack of budget.
Maybe it's existential.
I genuinely love the twist, and I love the twist villain. And I think the entire build-up and handling of that is brilliant. It's just a lot of things happen only at the end of the story that makes the story good, not during it.
Ion decided their place was at humanity's side. Even with all the predictive calculations in the world, we can't know
And I think
what
Fig was a
tomorrow
very interesting main character that became antagonist, that then became a
long as
main
we're not
character
alone.
again.
We'll be fine wherever the future takes us.
I kind of want to see the bad ending, but I don't want to do the whole final boss again just to see it. I made that mistake before. Alright, that's it. I made that mistake before. Back in Date Alive, there was a point where on the same stream I saw the true ending and I went back and watched the bad ending, and it like really left the stream on a sour point, so I was like, you know what, I'm not going to do that. Azazel? And who else was it? There was another guy. I can't remember his name, but he was somewhere on there. The two, like, extra people of each area, like the extra person of Yatagarasu and the extra person of the Phantom Society, that were both introduced only in the final dungeon and tried to make me care about them. I'll start there, that's a problem. Those guidebook reviews, because for some reason it didn't measure everything with battle scope. Oh, that sucks. But I do genuinely like this game. The grind is astronomical. Not necessarily for experience, but for money just to get by. It is absurd how much grinding I've done in this game to get to this point. Like, my total playtime's like 51 or 52 hours. But I swear about 30 of it was me just running in circles in the Soul Matrix to build up money to get decent equipment. Or to get decent summons. And so if you're not into that, like if you're not into like super old school grinds, yeah, this game's not going to be for you. And clearly the proof's in the pudding that unfortunately this game didn't sell well. Admittedly, a big reason why it didn't was because it wasn't fucking advertised, like at all in the West. It effectively did a little bit in Japan, but as a whole it sold enough to break even, but not enough to reach any kind of expectation. Which, if that's the case, and Atlas look at that as this game just wasn't a good idea or whatnot, I think it'll be a damn shame. Because there is a lot of really good ideas, and I thought before, if this game just had a little bit more time in the oven, and had a little bit more money on it, I genuinely, wholeheartedly believe this would have been Atlas's best game. Because the story is there, the character writing is the most enjoyable character writing I've had in an Atlas game since the mid-2000s. This is the best modern Atlas written game. It's just everything in between that pulls it back. There's two characters in this game that absolutely feel like they should have been main characters, that being Nana and Ash. And both of them, because I can only assume because of budget, get last second written out to not be. Nana goes to the countryside to find her place in the world. Ash, they literally don't make an excuse. They literally just say, oh, Ash is just going to stay back. Once a bit complete, it's saying so it's ending. It's ending the game with the chest. Oh, so you still got some work to do. Quite a bit to do. And it's like, both of them should have been playable characters to expand on who they were a little more. Especially Nana, because Nana's not human, she's artificially made. So she had that connection with Ringo, which is what they used to wrap up that story arc in the first place. That Ringo shows and highlights that because it's a robot, that because she's an AI, in a human body, she's not human either, so it's some kind of connection. Maybe not. Well, if you, I suppose, like in the grand schemes of how many streams I've seen you do of that game, yeah, in a stream or so, you're on the home stretch. Really, it just seems like a lot in concept. Actually, I made a list as I was going through. I have to come off chat so I can't read chat in a sec. But I made a list about my pros and cons throughout the game, and I can kind of just use that as a basis. Alright, what I've written, pros, best character writing in a modern Atlas game easily, which, yeah, that's exactly what I was just saying a second ago. I say modern because there's a lot of like classic, whether it's the early 2000s or late 90s, where some of their writing prowess and some of the magic in their stories was phenomenal. That just changed around the time the entire staff got rearranged around 2007. And a lot of it just hasn't been on the same level since. The city is super fun to explore with its very dour OST that fits very well. Yes, the city, although it's very basic, it's mostly just menus. The art style and the deliverance to make it stand out, to make it be exactly what they want it to be, really worked, and I really liked it for that, and the music fitted it every step along the way. The main dungeon being real locations in the city grounded the world and story in a very refreshing way. Yeah, I'm reading off my notes and elaborating, if you haven't gathered. I really liked the fact that it wasn't just Magic Land or Brainland or whatnot. It was a subway, it was a shipping district, it was a tower. You know, it was all grounded locations. It was only the final dungeon that got wacky with the symbolism and the bone dungeon and all the like fetus imagery and all that stuff that it got a bit crazy. Every dungeon having a unique gimmick to solve to get through is refreshing in its own way, and it reminded me of how dungeon design used to be in older RPGs. A lot of modern RPGs, they're just new sets, basically, that you run through, fight new enemies, fight a boss, and move on. I liked that this game still had that old-school nature to it. Trophy unlocked, Paradise locked. Preparing to save data. Loading this cleared date and time menu will allow you to begin a new playthrough. No post-game. When beginning a new playthrough, you'll be able to select what is carried over. Since clear data is a special type of save data used exclusively for NG+, the game progress made in the file cannot be loaded and or played. It is recommended you save your clear data on an empty save slot or overwrite an unneeded save file. Yeah, I'll save over that one. Now I know I'm safe on the true ending, and I'll just keep... So, 52 hours total was my playthrough. And I did only the final boss on hard to make sure I get the trophy. You finished... I'm gonna load this save, just so I can be on a menu of some kind whilst we talk. Sorry, let me get back to my list, and then I'll check chat, because I know there's probably messages that I'm just not seeing. Side quests have more depth to them than any other modern Atlas title. Some continuing concluding dozens of hours later into the adventure in other side quests. Yeah, there were some characters that were repeating in side quests, and they had ongoing mini-stories, like the detective and his doubtfulness because of losing a member of his family and whatnot, and having to learn to get into trust again through the quest. The central theme of found families was genuinely refreshing, not because of it, like it did any typical trope with it. It didn't just do the found families always win, it also showed what happens when you build them with the wrong people and the bad influence they can eventually become. The key example being Fig, the final twist villain / antagonist. She only becomes as such because of her misguided maternal instinct over a group of kids and her inability to process heartbreak and grief. After losing someone who was actually kind of a bad guy, but was doing the right thing in their own way. All of that, like, it might be kind of simple in some ways, but it was more than enough to kind of stick where it needed to for me and make it enjoyable. There, I'll sit on that menu. Also, just a small thing for me personally as a long-time Atlas fan, there are some deep-reaching demons in this game that are referenced, like some that haven't been referenced or used in an Atlas game in like forever, like since like the 90s, which is just, thanks for the nod. You know, thanks for the nod. Onto the cons though. The grind I mentioned before is stupid big, not because of the levels being, like, you know, the leveling being harsh or against you, because I did the final boss on hard and did relatively well. It's because of money. To get money in this game, you have to work for it, and you kind of need it for good equipment and to then use for demons. And it's crazy because the demon compendium prices, like resummon demons you've made before, sorry, excuse me, was nerfed in the November patch. They made it so everything costs less, yet it's still loads. The main story has a great opening and a great ending, but a lot of the middle kind of just exists. You're just kind of chasing another person who has a covenant. Something happens to them, it ends up somewhere else. You then chase them, rinse and repeat. It's very fetch questy. which is a shame because I said the opening is very intriguing with the soul hacking and introducing the conflict, and the final act of the game is beautiful because of what happens with Fig and what she goes through. The Soul Matrix is the worst incarnation of a grind dungeon in any Atlus game. Grind dungeons being things like Tartarus in Persona 3, Mementos in Persona 5. These things on the side that are just there to be like an infinite gauntlet grind for you to build up your levels and equipment and whatnot. In Persona 3, it was unique mini-bosses along the way. There was unique dialogue you could unlock. Most floors changed. And even though it was 200 and something floors big, it never felt like it overly overstayed its welcome, and the final boss being hidden on the roof was kind of clever, so it gave you more incentive to do it. Mementos was kind of similar, but the other way around. You went deeper into the depths, and you used the car, so it had enough of a gimmick to it, even though there was less story beats until the final part of the game. Whilst in the Soul Matrix in this is literally just a grind and character story. There's no mandatory or main story development through it, it's just character growth. I hate this being a problem with the game, but it is on my list of cons. This game has no budget. I genuinely hate this being a problem because it's not the game's fault at all, but it's worth highlighting. You go through 2 subways, 2 towers, and 2 shipping districts through all different puzzles. The game didn't have much budget going into it, and it shows because of how much content is reused. Some side characters clearly intended to be main characters, but budget also stops this. Ash and Nana are both extremely clear in way they were going to be playable characters in the planning stage, but due to resources, suddenly got a throwaway scene excusing them out the main party. Especially apparent with Nana, as she has a full moveset and joins as a guest for a couple fights before getting written out the spotlight. The boss themes and the city themes are really good. It's just every other track that's kind of weak. This unfortunately includes the base battle theme. I just don't think it's as good as a lot of other Atlus's like default battle themes. The boss themes in this game are great though, and both phases of the final boss are chef's kiss. The soft piano and violin of a pained, grieving soul fighting for what they believe in at the end of their rope was beautiful, but the escalation into something more powerful, more dramatic, more desperate in the second phase was equally beautiful as well. I loved both of those tracks so fucking much. And I love how like catchy and cozy all the city themes are. It's just everything else, the dungeon themes, the basic battle themes, some of the event themes that just don't stick with me, they're just weak. Which is a shame because Atlus are usually really on point with that. And I know it's because a lot of the music was done not by Atlus, they was done by Monica, which is the team that do the Nier music for like Nier Replicant and whatnot. But if anything, that's even less of an excuse because I like a lot of Nier Replicant and Automata's soundtrack. The replacement to the social link / confidant system is neat and I like it, but it's heavily undercooked. Having point values and alternative ways of boosting it based on the plot is really cool instead of it just being going out of your way, going on X number of dates and eventually it goes up. Problem is, 90% of the things boil it down to just find something and then go have a drink at the bar to trigger an extra scene. The main villain for most of the game, that being Iron Mask, just is not interesting at all up until the twist happens. When it's revealed who Iron Mask actually is now, that's super cool. But then what happens, he dies like immediately afterwards. You have the fight against him like 10 minutes later and kill him. Which sucks because it's genuinely a good twist that could have made him so much more interesting of a villain that just gets undercut. The only saving grace is that his death results in a far better and far more interesting villain as a result. So I think I can take that just enough. The DLC dungeon is not worth it. The DLC dungeon is just more grind and some super bosses you can't beat on your first run because they're all level 99. Like, you need level 90 plus demons to stand a remote chance or you'll just lose easily. Speaking of super bosses though, my next con is no base game super bosses, only the DLC ones. The final dungeon is super cool and super badass and all the bosses along the way are fun to fight, but the bosses themselves straight up introduce brand new characters just for you to fight them and beat them immediately, making them have absolutely no presence in the narrative, despite the fact they're clearly supposed to. One of them is the absolute leader of the Phantom Society, you know, the organization that had, you know, Iron Mask that we were fighting all game. That should have integrity, that should have weight, and it has neither. It has nothing. It's just you meet him, you fight him, you win, you move on. The true ending is kind of sly in how it's hidden away. The final dungeon in the last area, there's 4 main characters that died throughout the story. It re-explains their life story to you and says, was their death justified, yes or no? You have to say no to all 4 of them. If you say yes to literally any of them, you cannot get the true ending. Which is kind of cruel because there's a save point after the 4 decisions are made. So you could make the wrong choice at any point, save the game, and not realize you've locked yourself out of the true ending at the very last hurdle. It's just cheeky. If it wasn't for the fact that I had backup saves and so I could get them off screen, we wouldn't have seen the true ending then and there. And the biggest con, and the final thing I'll end on, is that this game got absolutely no advertising whatsoever, so it didn't sell as well as they hoped, and this crazy experiment that, to be fair, was actually pretty damn fun despite my gripes, probably won't continue, and like some of the lessons they could have learned from it might not get learned instead. Alright, now I'm back to chat, because I've read through all my notes. You know what else was a semi-good twist? My antagonist is the first Trials game. Yeah, next year, dude. I don't know when, but next year I'm going to make a point of making a point of trying Trials. But that's my general consensus. Sometimes I play games that are 7 out of 10s, and when I play them, I understand that it's because they're for a niche-specific audience, and not because it's a general 7 out of 10. Sonic Frontiers and probably Callisto Protocol are good examples of this. I say probably because I'm still kind of standoffish with Callisto. Sonic Frontiers, if you're in the exact audience intended, it's better than any 10 out of 10. But on a general level, yeah, it is kind of a 7. Callisto is kind of the same. It's a 7, but if you're in the exact niche it's aiming for, which is a beat-em-up horror instead of a survival horror it was advertised as, you're in for a treat. This game, however, I don't think is that. I think it is good, and I think it is fun, but I think the score it got of like these 7 out of 10 to like slight 8 out of 10s is genuinely very well deserved. And that's not me dogging on it and saying it's less or it's not good. 7 is still good. 7 is still fun. This game is still really fun, and I definitely enjoyed my time with it. And I probably will be going for the Platinum Trophy in my spare time, which will involve NG+, but I can just skip the cutscenes and play it on easy and get it done super quick, because there's no trophy restriction, or no difficulty restriction on trophies outside of beat the final boss on hard. But as I did in this stream, all I did was play on normal for the whole game, and then only at the final boss change it to hard to get that trophy. And even then, the fight didn't... The only test of that fight was that I was burning through my resources, not because it was hard. Like, I was running low on resources, and if it went a little longer, it would have been more difficult. Wholly unexpected from me, the wildfire conflicting emotions once I found out. Yeah, and that's what a good twist should do. Even if you see it coming, if it hits you on some kind of physical or emotional level, it's done its job. If it's made you go, then it's done it, you know? I'm gonna stream it. I can't be the only trophy hunt YouTuber. It's because it'd mostly just be skipping cutscenes and like grinding in the Soul Matrix, and I don't think that would be fun to cover. The only trophy I'm missing, is max out the compendium, which basically make and encounter every single demon in the game. So that's just find every single enemy, find every single combination of enemies to make new demons. So I will just guide read that. I will just have a guide on standby and do all that. The 19 million yen I have won't be enough to do all that, because I'll be resummoning a lot of demons, and like the base summon cost of high-end demons is over 1 million. So when you think I got a lot to summon, I'm not gonna have enough money for that, so I'll be more grind on top. Then it's do the bad ending, which I said that's easy enough. Even if you do the requirements for the true ending, you're not equally locked into the true ending. After you beat the final boss, if you've got the requirements, it just says let Fig go or reach out to her. Reaching out to her is true ending, so all I have to do is do the final boss again, which difficulty doesn't matter, so I could just burn through that on easy super quick and just let her go, and then get that ending trophy locked in. And then after that, it's do floor 5 of the Soul Matrix, which not only requires me to go into NG+, but to also do quite a bit of the game, because you can only advance so far into the Soul Matrix when the plot demands it. So I basically have to get to the final dungeon again before it will even let me try and do floor 5. And that's the real, like, for me. It's like, that will be the real, I'm just going to burn through it on easy super quick. I think there are a couple other trophies. Let me double check. I've got 40 out of 47, so ignoring the platinum, 6 trophies I missed. So the bad ending, or Beyond the Infinite, which is watched over Ringo and her teammates' departure, which is just, you know, the bad ending. I got the good ending, which is watched over the dawn of a new era for Eon and humanity. I have go on 40 hangout events. I'm amazed I haven't got that. I've got 92%, so I'm guessing I'm only missing 1. Do floor 5, so that's, like I said, the grind. Used all commander skills. I just need to grind up the resources to like buy them, because that's the only problem. There's like 2 commander skills I haven't brought to even try and use them. You and Mitama fusion. I never in this game got a single Mitama. What? Usually get them like early game, like level 6 or 7, because Mitamas are just basically like little like drip looking demons. They literally look like a teardrop. And if you fuse them into other demons, instead of making new demons, it just busts them. How did I never get a single Mitama all game? Finished the compendium. I've got 78% according to my trophy, because it doesn't count DLC demons. So even though I think in the game it says 71, it doesn't count DLC, so 78, and that's it. So I genuinely don't have too much. It's just bad ending, find a Mitama demon basically, and then just do cleanup. Anyway, just chat makes it interesting. Yeah, I think, and this isn't me doing the whole, if I was a bigger streamer, blah blah blah, but in genuinely, I think if I was just a little bit bigger of a streamer, that I had more of a chat. Like, it wasn't just you and me a lot of the time, or like the mods when they're free, then I would do it, because then I could chill out more. Like, it could be like a cozy stream where I just kind of spend more time chatting to you guys and just do a little bit of work here and there. But all in all, I haven't decided fully on what my my top 5 games of this year is, but I think this game will reach that list, but it'll be like right on the edge. Like, it'll be like, of my top 5, it'll be 5th. Because I genuinely really enjoy this game, and I really wish it did better, and I agree with bigger streamers, it's understandable, fair, good. I appreciate it. But like, this game is good, and there's a lot of potential here, and I think it does need more recognition. It's just, it's got bigger cracks than any other Atlus game, and that's what holds it back. We should perks we wish we had. Yeah, exactly. But I'm not, even though it took me a while to get through it, because obviously I stopped playing it for 2 months straight at one point because I was waiting for this one patch, that I did help. I can't stress enough, the patch did help. The patch did make this game a lot more smooth in terms of the gameplay, being able to speed things up, the compendium being a little cheaper, even if it's still overpriced. Aggregates and Legend Dragoon, yeah. But it's like, this game is good, it's just got big cracks that hold it back. And I was saying the biggest curse to it, honestly, was the fact that it got like no advertising in the West, so just didn't sell well. It did enough to break even for it to be a profit, but not enough to reach any expectation. And it will be really tragic if Atlus get the wrong message from that. And whatever they do next, whether it's Persona 6, whether it's SMT, whether it's another Devil Summoner game, which I doubt it because of how poorly this game sold. I wouldn't be surprised if Devil Summoner's good and dead after this, which would be the biggest shame of the lot. But having a female protag who has a personality was genuinely one of the most charming things about this game. I love Ringo so goddamn much in this game because she's a fish out of water with sass. Like, she knows that she's in over her head, she knows that she doesn't know everything, but she's still got a little bit of attitude, a little bit of sass, a little bit of a wink in how she handles everything, and it just makes her so fun. Make a video and tag to Atlus on the video and promote social media. Yeah, I probably should. I should do like a full review of this game. It's just that'd be a long... Maybe when I'm doing the grind in NG+, I'll make some notes. I'll figure that out later. But genuinely, I like this game, and I like what it does, and there's a lot of unique things this game tries. Some of it is succeeded, some of it not so much, that I think would be a real shame if Atlus don't do again, or don't use in the future. Genuinely, I don't want to fire up Persona 6 and be just some generic high school boy with no voice again. Because I'm so tired of that. And this game almost kind of made me more tired of it, because it showed that Atlus do know how to write main characters. Even find YouTube to share your views. Yeah. Like, this game showed that they do get it. They can do it. So why don't they? You know, they can write a good main character that's interesting. Because Ringo is the only reason why things turn out better in the true ending. Because it's Ringo's own heart not wanting to let go of someone who is kind of a sister, and her stubbornness to be like, no, I don't care if you've given up on life, I'm still dragging you back to reality. Come the fuck here. Like, it made her super endearing. And speaking of characters, I didn't think I was going to like Saizo the way I did. I've spoken about it almost all playthrough. I adore Saizo. He's a little bit of a flirt, sure, but he's genuinely a heart man who's got a good conscience, who just wants the best for his girlfriend. And will do anything in his power to just try and make things better for the people around him. He's rough around the edges, he makes a lot of mistakes, and he's a complete clumsy idiot, but his heart's in the right place, and he always has a good head on his shoulders to do the right thing, and that genuinely was so admiring, because I was expecting it to just be the Atlas generic pervy character that they have in every game. Because, you know, they're slightly flirty, that's just the way they go with all those characters, and they didn't do that. Yes, the Matthias effect, yeah. And that's Saizo. Like, I really wasn't expecting to like Saizo, and he really grew on me. The other character I really liked was Fig, and to be honest, I'm kind of juggling which one I prefer between Saizo and Fig because of the finale. Like Fig having no understanding, being an AI in a human body, of emotions and whatnot, and I spoke about it all stream, but it's still worth repeating. And then finding a deep respect for Raven and how he looks after the kids at the orphanage, and how he stepped away from a life of conflict to try and make it so these kids don't have to enter it. She admired that, and that led to her very blatantly developing a crush on Raven, and it becoming a very, very deep love. She genuinely loved him more than anything, because she loved what he represented and what he was fighting for and what he was doing for those kids, and equally she loved those kids. Even after she goes off the deep end, there's a scene where you go to the orphanage and find out she still went out of her way to not only visit the kids, but make dinner for them at the orphanage. Even when she was completely off the deep end and completely broken, the kids were still a priority to her. Maternal instinct was still that strong. But then Raven being revealed to be the real Iron Mask, to be the real problem and the main villain of most of the game, the heartbreak she went through, when she doesn't understand emotions because she's an AI, was overwhelming to her, just for then all the people she considered friends to then kill Raven because it was a necessary thing to stop such a villainous character. So then suddenly she's not really going through heartbreak, it's heartbreak immediately followed by grief, because she has just been betrayed by someone she loved, and then watched them die seconds later, without any ability to process anything that's happened. It's no surprise that she went into a state of shock, passed out for a while, and then when she woke up, basically went off the mental deep end and decided that she was going to try and make sure that there was no conflict or violence ever again. Her grand plan to use the power of the Covenants to brainwash the entire world to force them to get along, you can understand why she'd get to that conclusion, especially with that AI side of her still being there, but you can also see the person that led her to that decision. The fact that she didn't have to answer to any of her crimes is a bit of an eyebrow raise, but I get that's what the story was going for. In the true ending, the fact that she literally, because both the Yatagarasu and the Phantom Society want such an event covered up, she literally gets away with it scot-free. It's just, you know, the guilt of knowing that she did something tried to do something kind of fucked up is the only crime she gets. But I get that's not the point. But Fig's growth and her journey, especially because she's introduced and handled as a side character for most of the game, just to then propel into the final antagonist and the final boss of the game, and it be a personal final fight instead of just, you know, god monsters like in every other Atlas game, was nice. It was genuinely really refreshing and enjoyable, and because of it, I already liked Fig, but I really liked her after that. I think Fig's my second favourite character in this. Then after that, every other character kind of sits in the same slot. Melody, I do like. I don't want to specify, I do like her. She's alright. It's just I really didn't at the start. It wasn't like Saizo where I had bad expectations. Melody straight up is trying to start a fight with everyone. She wants people to hate her so she can justify trying to kill them, basically. And it got so tiring at the start of the game. It genuinely, Melody annoyed me so much because she just, every single time there's any conversation, she'd try and start an argument, and I was just like, shut the fuck up. I was like, please, Melody. But her growth, and it seeing that it's because she's going through her own grief, because that is a theme of this game, of people who fell in love and then things went wrong. Whether it's love of family, whether it's lovers, or, you know, whether it's close friends and then things go wrong, that is a central theme of this game. And so her coming to terms with the loss of her lover, and in terms of, although getting revenge, accepting why things happened the way they were, led her to become a lot more humble, and she had a lot more humility about her, and after that I really liked her. I enjoyed her. It was just you had to get there first. And Arrow was just alright. He was just a humble kid stuck in the middle of everything. He was just a humble boy trying to do his work for the people he respected, and all the people he respected were kind of manipulating him a little bit, but he just took it on the chin and carried on. He didn't get like pissed off. Well, he got a little downer about it, but he didn't get like super pissed off about it. He just kind of took it on the chin. It's like, all right, life learned, let's carry on. And I think that's part of the thing. This game doesn't have a big cast, and I think it worked out because of it. If this was like a Persona game and there was like another 20 named faced side characters that you have to spend a large time about and with, I don't think any of the depth that these characters have would be there. But because it's literally the main four, Fig, Iron Mask is a villain for most of the game, and then everyone else is just like side characters that get like a scene or two. Oh, I don't see Raven, because Raven is Iron Mask. It keeps it more contained and more controlled. And that's the other thing I want Atlas to learn from this, if they learn anything from this. That it's okay to have smaller casts. Persona 6 doesn't need to be another 8 main characters with like 20 extra characters for social links. It really, really doesn't. I would much rather it be like 4, at most 6 characters that are main, so they can be more focused, more centralized, and more developed, because this game benefited from doing that. The only character that I felt was undercooked was Ash and Nana, and like I said, both of them I felt like were at one point going to be main characters, but because of budget constraints were pulled back. Because Ash is going through a lot, and then suddenly her story arc's just done, and you don't see her again until the final dungeon, where she's like, hey, I'm going to clear up ahead, and he's like, okay, and then you never see her again. Just so then she's relevant to the plot in the final part, and that's it. And Nana, like I said, not being human, being an experiment between demons and humans, they could have done so much more with that, and they just didn't. It's like, come on. And her saying she's going to go back to the countryside, it's like, okay, that's cool and all. I'm glad you're finding your way through life and whatnot. But that's where the story ends? Come on. You know, come on. You know what I could do just before I wrap up? We did pick up the super boss. We won't win, and it's entirely DLC, so it's entirely optional, but I'm kind of curious at least what the super boss is. I'm just curious. So I'm going to go back to the training field and go down to the bottom and find out. Oh, hey. It's like, Nano, help you explore the training field. Bring her on. Man, speaking of Nana, here she is. Nice. Alright, and what's your quest? I'm waiting for you. Have you helped with this? Call me Shogetsu. Look at it, but I'm a Kanashi, a Shine Keeper. Take this. Receive state. A lot of malignant energy to fight around ever since Phantom Society attacked the place, and I think it's time we purified it. A few of those characters in trials. Yeah, it was like, yeah, I get what you mean. There are plenty of gods enshrined here, but the Daikoku 10 is one of the most powerful. They can offering to them. The shrine's the lowest area, so I'm counting on you. Crazy. Me, I'm just trying to get away from my dad's lightning. For real, my dad's crazy. Once he's pissed, something gets through to him. Usually my mum knows to talk him down, but it's just messed up as he is. You guys want to purify this place with your offerings, sir? Man, that sucks for you. My dad's never going to accept this unless you calm him down first. Yeah, I made it so you can go talk to my dad yourself. You can have a shot if you want. But let me warn you, if you go in there, you're putting your life on the line, better prepare for the worst. Yeah. Alright, let's go see what this super boss is.
Enemy detected. No more enemy detected.
Oh, that's something else I can talk about.
No more readings present.
The reading system, that little thing, that little green box in the top right. I wish there was a way to turn it off. It's genuinely the most annoying thing in the world. And I think I found it more annoying because at first it's Fig. At the start of the game, it's Fig that's handling it, but because Fig's out the pipe because she becomes the twist antagonist, it becomes just an AI program. And I can't stress enough, it's the most annoying thing in the world. All it does is tell you if there's an enemy in the vicinity and if they've spotted you or not. And they have to tell you vocally every single time. So if it's green, there's no enemies. When it goes yellow, there's an enemy in the vicinity. See, there's now yellow, there's an enemy. When it goes red, it's because this guy's seen me. And that's all it does. It's like, I don't need that. You don't need to give me that. Especially when I can bonk them away. I do like, that's another thing I hope they learn in future games. I really like that you don't immediately go into a fight when you slash at an enemy. You knock them down, then it's up to you if you want to continue the fight by running into them. So if you just want to get past and not worry about it, you can just bonk and run on.
Enemy detected.
God, it's kind of a long run. I wonder if these enemies that I'm avoiding are also super strong because, you know, approaching super boss. They know what you're approaching. I'm kind of half tempted to fight one, but but then they'll be like level 90 and I won't even get to the super boss, so I'm kind of just gonna wing it. If I bump into one along the way, I bump into one. If not, never mind.
No more readings present.
But it's still going? How long are we going to keep running?
Enemy detected. You've been discovered.
Oh, and it's only a small thing, but I like that the music changes when you're spotted.
No more readings present.
Like in most dungeons, the drum gets a bit louder, or the piano gets louder. Like the instruments get louder, and they get a bit more like aggressive. Like right now, it's kind of quiet, but when we're spotted by him, it picks up. Oh, there's multiple doors. Oh, okay.
No more readings present. Enemy detected. You've been discovered.
Oh, this is a dead end. Whoops. Actually, no, it's not. I can squeeze through here.
No more readings present.
So I'm not, like I said, I'm not expecting to win at all. I'm just curious.
Enemy detected.
I'm also curious if, because it's DLC, so they might not, if they have their own boss theme.
Enemy detected.
Because some super boss themes in Atlas games are like some of the best tracks. A perfect example, Shiva's theme in Shin Megami Tensei 5. That's one of the most like beautiful and out there super boss themes I've ever heard.
No more readings present.
And it's only for like one fight.
No more readings present.
It's only for the fight against Shiva. Where am I?
No more readings.
Oh, okay, the stairway's down. Oh, so it was just a maze, and I happened to take the right way first.
No more readings present. No more readings present.
Because the fight against Shiva genuinely sounds like a battle against a god for a boss theme. Like it's not like overly grand or pushy or like big or anything like that. It's just extremely haunting piano. And every now and then like an echoey voice. And it sounds like you're fucked. It really does. I don't get why SMT5 made it that you have to beat the super boss to be able to fight the true final boss, and then the true final boss is easier than the super boss, but whatever. I'm not Atlas, I don't get their decisions. Oh, that enemy's in the way, I've got to wait for it to despawn because I want to fight it. And I'm not kidding. To fight the final phase of SMT5, the requirement is that you have to beat a specific side quest. It's the super boss side quest. You have to go beat Shiva. And then you fight the final boss, and Shiva's harder, and you're like, what? If it's mandatory to beat the super boss to access the true final boss, the true final boss should be harder than the fucking super boss. You know?
No more readings present. Enemy detected.
And I can make that criticism because that's exactly what they do in Shin Megami Tensei 3. You have to fight 2 super bosses to unlock the true final boss, and the true final boss is the hardest thing in the game in SMT3. So it's like, yeah, like in that game it made sense. They got it. God, how much? This is literally like a whole extra dungeon you'd be running through.
Enemy detected. You've been discovered.
And I know the super boss in this game isn't Shiva because we can already fuse it.
No more
I need to be an astronomically high level, but I confuse Shiva.
Enemy detected. You've been discovered.
Is this the right way? I think so. I'm just guessing. I don't know if I've gone the wrong way at any point. I'm just guessing and running. Oh Jesus! Get through that door.
No more readings present.
That if it's a purple enemy, that absolutely would have rinsed me. Absolutely. The purple enemies in like the early game areas still give me trouble. So in an area like this, no, that would be kill. That would be dev. Because you have to basically treat them like boss fights. They drop good loot if you can beat them, but they're not worth it.
No more readings.
I'm waiting to just come through a door and it just be like a completely different area. Because right now, this all looks like the same. Like every single room we're running to is exactly the same, enemy just with different things here and there.
No more reading. You've been discovered. No more readings present.
But yeah, this is the last stream I'm going to be doing on this game, probably. I might do 1 or 2 more videos, because I'm kind of curious how much... Because there is another difficulty above this. There is very hard. I am kind of curious what very hard does to the final boss, so I might do that for a laugh. And if it's very different and a lot more... I have to do all the extra stuff. Yeah, fair. I mean, this super boss, I don't have to do. It's DLC, so it doesn't count for the trophy list. So if I don't want to do it or can't do it, it's not the end of the world. I can still platinum this game without it. I'm just, like I said, it's just my curiosity has taken over enough that I'm curious up to what it is.
Enemy detected. You've been discovered. No more readings present.
Place with trials game with basic aspects makes it much quicker. Yeah, great.
Enemy detected. You've been discovered.
But yeah, if that ends up being interesting, then I might record that.
Goodbye.
Additionally, if I decide to fight the super boss, you know, when I'm actually, you know, kitted out and like actually capable of fighting, I might record that as well, like as a standoff video, but we'll see.
Enemy detected.
I appreciate they gave us... Keep in mind, before the November patch, there wasn't a dash button. You moved at this speed everywhere. This was the only movement speed you had. You didn't have a sprint option. So I'm so glad they added this, because it makes all the difference.
No more readings present. Enemy detected.
God.
You've been
Is that it? Yeah, because there's a save point here. No! Oh.
What's that?
Okay.
92, 93. Get me the fuck out of here.
What do we do?
Yeah, so yeah, we're not supposed to live. These enemies are super strong. Get me out of here.
That was our best chance. That went well.
Oh, jeez. Oh, God, you know what I just realized from the final boss? I was still on hard mode. I would have got super rinsed. Alright, let's see this super boss. Oh, it is Shiva. Shiva and Parvati. Well, little one, can you fathom the full extent of my wrath? Oh, you're very different from the Shiva in SMT5. My husband is ever merciful in his verdict. Bow your head and accept judgments with grace. Oh boy.
Let me demonstrate my power.
I won't play nice.
They're strong. Be on your guard.
Did it just get rid of any ability to nerf? It did.
Got anything else?
No, not that.
It's immune to Almighty. That's cheating. The whole point of Almighty is that it's non-elemental and it can't be resisted. This bitch is cheating. Into the visual KS style, or rather the color scheme in this game, and that's fair enough. Listen, I like it because it's different, but I get it's not for everyone.
Woo, just what I needed.
Like for me, it's more like Ringo's design. I love that she's basically futuristic Lady Gaga in her design. I just think that's sick, and she's got like a good amount of sass and attitude to back it up.
Here goes.
I know we can win this.
Here goes nothing.
This is no I know
Let's
we can
finish
win
this.
Let's see where this gets us.
Get lost.
No can do. Focus. No can do.
What? Okay. Oh, actually, we didn't do too bad damage-wise. Let's see what we get in return. Oh, actually,
Show no mercy.
actually,
Let's change this up.
Good idea.
Get him, Saizo.
I'll handle
I know we
Okay.
can win this.
it. Hope this works.
How's this
Here
one
goes.
go?
No, it's all you.
How about
actually,
this?
we might actually stand a fake chance here. I don't want to speak too soon. It's probably got some like almighty bullshit, but
See that tear?
I wouldn't recommend that.
Got anything else?
oh, you can't hit them with their weakness twice. That's how it works. You can't hit them with their weakness twice.
I hear you. Here you go, Saizo.
Oh, thank you for the accuracy boost.
I won't play now.
Laser dance, resistance change, defense boost, affinity resistance, stat boost.
Let's finish this.
Hold it, Milady.
Yeah, so even though it's weak to ice, I can't use it because I only just used it.
Woo! Just what I needed.
Hope that works.
Different problem comes to how broad that general idea is. Yeah, I get what you mean.
Give him hell, Ringo.
Good plan, Arrow. I know
Let's
we
go.
can win this.
We can target their weakness.
Worked.
Looking good. Here goes.
That should...
But like for me, it's like
Looks promising.
Should be easy for us.
it wasn't necessarily just about being different. It was the fact that this game is in a different franchise compared to Atlus's other games. So of course they wanted it to feel more different because this is Devil Summoner. Of the three main franchises Atlus has, which is Persona, Shin Megami Tensei, and Devil Summoner, this is Devil Summoner, which hasn't been touched in like a decade. So they wanted this game to have its own different art style to make it stand out from SMT and Persona. I said, and I know for a fact it's not going to be for everyone, it really isn't, but I like it for what it is.
Let's change. Ready for elimination.
Should be that's pretty good.
This ought to be good. Easy shot. Ooh, ouch.
Use this.
Let the rebels begin.
Nice.
This might hurt.
Mixing Atlus experimentals like this I'm wary of. Yeah, I get that. As in for me, it's that I have problems with modern Atlus. I still like their games, I just have problems with modern Atlus. Modern Atlus, how they handle things is very different to how they handled it in the early 2000s. And I miss that. They weren't perfect even in the early 2000s, don't get me wrong.
Shall we?
But more, they hit it more often than they missed.
It's all you.
And I said, in this game also doesn't help. The other than the fact it's experimental, it also has like no budget.
Access of thunder.
Well, I say that, it has a good amount of budget, but not enough compared to their other titles, and it shows.
I will show no mercy.
We'll take... Let me see.
Probably counting on you, Arrow.
I believe it worked.
Man, I don't want to speak too soon, but for a super boss, we're not doing too bad.
We work together. We got this.
On.
Mention next, that's how I feel about Ubisoft. That's fair. Actually, no, I don't need to heal. I was trying to debate whether I should or not.
See that
You know what
terror
to
in
do,
their eyes?
guys.
I will be cheeky and overclock again, though,
What do you think?
so I can get 3 turns out of it.
As long as we work together. Go for the weak. Don't overdo it, Ringo.
That's it, Ringo.
I hear you.
No more games. I'm not your babysitter. Your turn, size. Finish this.
I'm doing you a favor.
Hey!
Weakness might fall.
Affinity change, stat boost. Affinity change, defense boost. Or stat
We
boost.
work together. Do it, Milady.
How about that, Milady?
That's pretty good.
That...
Got it, Ringo.
Let's go.
Overboard now.
Go with that, Arrow.
I believe in that.
You know what to do.
Aim for the weakness, Silence.
Do it, Saizo.
It's all you.
That'll work.
This might be good. Good,
You're
Ringo.
good now.
Bring it. Is that gonna work?
See that?
That's pretty good.
You got this, Ringo.
Good plan, Arrow.
Stay cool on weakness.
Oh, we're getting there! Oh! Okay, now we're more likely to get status conditions. Good thing I'm immune to them.
This is the
Okay, more likely to get status conditions. Keep in mind, gotta keep that in mind, they can do that. Just boost stacks.
Looks promising.
You know what to do.
Looks
Finish them off.
Let's finish
ticket.
this.
Go for it, Milady.
Don't give me your orders.
Let me see.
Go, Arrow.
I'll do it.
What do you think?
That should do the trick.
Looks
Go for the weak spot. Go for the weak spot.
Go for the weak spot!
Good thing, Saizo.
What about this?
Affinity change, stat boost. Affinity change, stat boost.
And with this power, we can target their weakness. That doesn't...
Now, Arrow.
Right away.
On.
Bro, have I got condenser? I do. Let's prioritize it on you because you're getting ahead.
Remember to
Still with
pace
me?
yourselves, everyone.
Glad you've got my back.
Help me out here.
Your turn, size. Let's go.
Stop me.
Be
Here for
careful,
it
Ringo.
now.
Let's go for the weak spot.
On it.
Oh, we're gonna get a super big stack boost because, yep, since we get an extra if it's electric
That'll
anyway.
be good. Easy easy shot.
Now's your chance, Milady.
Nice.
Sorry, but I'm not done.
I'm glad that kicked in. Saizo's no is like Uno reverse card. He can interrupt skills. I love that skill so much.
Here I come.
It's so helpful in times like this.
You don't want to do that.
Wow, there's really not much you can do right now.
Might as well test it.
Oh, weak to basic physical. That worked out.
Beat him down. Let's go.
Just
Looks promising.
Take him down, boss.
If you insist.
You know what to do.
Good call, Saizo.
Got this.
There. That's cheating.
You must be hungry.
Allow me to show you.
Here, pal.
Let us go.
Oh, there it is. I was literally just about to say, for a super boss, this doesn't seem like too much trouble, and then there it was.
Just you know what? Good idea. Go ahead, Ringo. Good idea.
Maybe we should grab a
This'll turn
snack.
the tables. This'll change the physical parameters.
Not overnight.
Nice idea.
Maybe we should grab a
Now.
snack.
Ringo,
I got you, Milady.
we're just getting started.
Goes.
You mind?
Now it's getting interesting. Here
Bring
goes.
it down.
Get him, Saizo.
Got it.
I was literally like, the words hadn't even left my mouth yet. Alright, there's.
Here goes.
Nice!
Will that work?
I think that'll do.
Oh, she was down. Okay.
What's
Still
our
with me?
Not over yet.
Oh, jeez. What was this
Any
thing
other
weak
ideas?
to?
There's no point. Try something else.
Wind.
That's a no-go.
Too risky.
Oh yeah, right. It gains.
Careful now.
Help me out here.
Set
All you want.
It gains more. I forgot this thing gains more resistances the more you exploit its weaknesses.
Cut that out.
Here goes. That's easy shot.
We done here? What skill splendid! Ah, there is nothing like a dance to lift the spirits. Come, my wife, let's become one and show her the glory of the God Unbroken. Oh, so it's not over. Oh my goodness.
Farewell.
Order. Now let us begin. Do I get a stat reboot? Of course I don't.
You should focus.
Might not make it out. Let's go.
Well, at least we got to the final phase.
That'll help.
What a week. Let's go.
Let's go.
Stickier than maple syrup, this one.
Here goes.
Gonna
Shall
pump
we?
myself up. Think that'll get its weakness?
Want a piece of it?
Ow! Okay, not weak to fire.
Syrup.
Or ice.
Focus. Aim.
Or or wind, apparently. Oh, it has Mega Delayan as well.
End here.
Okay, now we might start falling apart. Oh, and it can summon extras. Okay,
Just
okay.
main course.
You got
Get up, Ringo.
Close one.
We'll go overboard now.
Gonna
safe
pump
than
myself
sorry.
up. Think that'll get its weakness?
In my sight. Wait.
What are you doing?
No rest for the weary.
Ow.
Demonstrate my power.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Uh-oh.
Yes, this is the main course.
Okay, so it's going to do double damage next turn. Are you still immune to Mega Delayan? Oh, you got rid of that shit. Good. Oh, those buddies do take no damage though.
Want to make a bet, Saizo?
You resist physical, of course you do.
Got this, Ringo.
Good plan, Arrow.
Dying won't achieve anything, Milady.
Reset the whatever it takes.
I'll leave this part to you, Ringo.
Out of my way.
Great, Mega Delayan. Oh great, another Mega Delayan. We dead. We're dead. We're dead. Yep. It's like, it's going to do double damage because of the concentrate. You can use the original flames in this fight. It's the super boss. It's the super boss. Why can you use the free reset? I know it's normal difficulty, so you're allowed to. But it's the super boss.
Ta-da!
You can literally just do that and get a free reset. I have 9 extra lives.
Enough of a warm-up, huh?
Effectively.
Careful what you
I can just
choose, Arrow.
bullshit my way through this until I win.
Don't
Here I
go
come.
overboard now. Help me out here.
That'd be helpful.
What's our
Just
opener?
getting started.
I feel like it's not an oversight, it's clearly a deliberate choice, but it feels like they should have thought about that a bit more.
Got you covered, Saizo. Let's go. We're just getting started.
Well, I can just carry on. There's no challenge here.
Taking a gamble?
In my sight.
Let's get down to business. All right. Starving. Give it a try, Ringo.
We gotta win this.
Yeah.
No matter what.
Help me out here.
Take
This
this.
should do it. Stop me.
Ha!
Yay!
To ashes with you.
Let us go.
Bad.
You should forfeit.
Ooh.
What are you
Got it.
thinking?
You're gonna love this.
Fall
You
back,
might be
Ringo.
in trouble.
Chop, chop. This
go.
You'll never break us.
Don't expect
Oh, I
me
just
to
realised.
help, Arrow.
I was about to be like, oh, I'll just let Milady fix this up. She has no MP. Because she wouldn't be able to.
No point just getting started.
There.
To ashes with you. I am
What about this?
Let's change this up.
I'm starving.
Time to improvise.
We need to watch ourselves. Cover me.
Initiating
I
this.
know it's boosted anyway, but now we've got, lives, I'm just kind of like, you know what, fuck it, go for it.
We've got time. Let's do this by the book.
You're gonna love this.
Fine. Here's the ace up my
Oh, thank goodness.
Down to
That'll
endurance
work.
now.
Got it.
Got it.
Don't tell me
Let's
you're
roll.
tired all. That'll work.
This ought to do it. Freeze! Bring the storm. Weakness.
Right, big boy's on its own.
You should forfeit.
And it wasted its turn. I still think it's got the charge.
How about this?
Yeah, it still has the charge, it just had to waste a turn summoning new buddies.
Let's play it cool.
Ooh, that'll work.
We'll take them down with this power.
Next time we die, because it will happen, I will just accept the loss. Because we're just bum rushing this fight, we're not actually learning it.
You're gonna love this.
And I'll just have to come back when I'm actually properly equipped and whatnot. I just was kind of more winging it because I was curious.
Power. Name. Out of my way.
Let us go.
Alright. Yeah, that's it, alright, just end the fight. Alright, so the first phase of the super boss is more of a warm-up. It's not actually the super boss, that's the super boss. But I think, even though that kind of ended on a loss, there's a good point as any to kind of wrap this. So all in all, yeah, I like this game. It's got problems, but I like it. And I will do like the bad ending in my spare time off screen, and it will probably be in my top 5, because I am like thinking about that list. We're getting close to the end of the year. But I do have problems with it. I just think it's a shame that it didn't get to fully realize some of what it has because of no budget. Or no budget for an Atlas standard. But the fact that this game got a patch full stop tells me that Atlas, at least, aren't like immediately shelving and forgetting about it. Because after how poorly it sold, they could have immediately just moved on. But the fact that, 3 months after it came out, they had a big overhaul patch come out that even added extra free content. It doesn't mean that I think more content's coming, but it does tell me that they don't see this as like the ugly stepchild or, a bad thing. They still care about it and they still want to do more for it. And I hope so. I hope this doesn't spell the end of this. And I hope we get more later on, because I genuinely had a fun time with this despite my problems. Next we meet tomorrow, according to my schedule. I'm 99% sure it is Atelier Ryza. Let me just double check again. Yes, both Monday and Tuesday I've got Atelier Ryza, so we're getting back on that, because Wednesday is Genshin 3.3, and Thursday Samurai Maiden comes out, and I'm going to give that a stream to try it out. And Friday is dependent on whether I enjoy Samurai Maiden or not. If I don't, I'll just do more Callisto, because I am curious. Although I have problems with Callisto, I genuinely have big problems with Callisto. I think that game is fun, but hella problematic. I think it's more problematic than this game in terms of fun, but got problems. Like, Callisto has got some serious fucking problems, but it's one thing at a time. But I am still enjoying it, so it'll be, if I enjoy Samurai Maiden on Thursday, we'll play more of that on Friday. If not, we'll do Callisto. Maybe Mary Skelter finale. Damn, enjoyed the grind, because that's another game that's super hard and grindy when it wants to be. But that's just because the game's hard, whilst this game it's because you get no money and you need it for equipment. But I'm going to call it here. So as always, thank you for watching and seeing this through through to the very end of Soul Hackers 2. Although problematic, I still recommend it. And this isn't just necessarily for you, one man. This is just anyone who hops in. I do recommend it. Maybe wait for a sale, though. Don't get it at full price. But it's still worth giving it a go. I think. I still think it's... I think it was worth the money I spent into it and the time I spent into it. And I enjoy the characters. I like Fig. I said before, Saizo and Fig were the highlights for me in huge ways in terms of characters. I like the game. I like it being more grounded with the dungeons, even if they reuse stuff. I liked the twists. I like the twist antagonists. I like that it's not just a god monster for the final boss again. I mean, it kind of does a little bit, but that's more just because it's an extension of Fig. It's actually a personal battle, and I can't stress enough, I'm so glad Atlus are slowly moving away from it, because I'm aware that Persona 5 Royal changed the final boss to be more human as well. And it's like they're finally moving away from the final boss always being god monsters. Atlus's mastercraft is their personal stories and their melodramas between characters. That's when they seem to shine their best. So making the final boss something that literally plays off and leans into that is so smart to me. It's like, if they specialized in character writing, make the final boss prominent for the characters, not just a big final boss. You know? That's what, as much as I love Persona 4, that's what made Izanami so much weaker of a final boss compared to if you just go for the normal ending and fight Adachi. Because Adachi, it was a character struggle, it was personal, and it was so much better as a result. Whereas Izanami is just a big god monster, and so it didn't have the impact and wasn't that interesting. It was only the music being sick as fuck that carried me through that fight. But I digress. I've talked enough. I'll see you guys again tomorrow for Atelier Riser, but until then, thank you so much for watching as always, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care.